Right, hello lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where today we've got to talk about Celtic's game against Bayer Leverkusen. We're going to just be covering a few points from the game, nothing too strenuous, nothing too serious. It's just going to be a bit of a discussion, a bit of a chat about it, because we don't really know what to chat about. But before we get into the video though, please smash that subscribe button and that like button. Please, everything helps. It's a great indicator to me that you're enjoying the content and that you want to see more of it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I think we should talk about is what we expected before the game. A lot of people before the game, including myself, didn't expect much at all. I think I honestly predicted 2-0 in my previous video, but honestly I knew in my head it was going to be a 2-0, maybe 3-0 loss. And that's not talking myself up. That's not saying, oh, I knew it was going to end up like that. Because I didn't. I didn't know it was going to end up like that. Because when I woke up before kickoff and I saw the lineups released, and you see we have players back like Kyogo, Callum McGregor. Those are the players that I feel make the difference in this Celtic team. And that's not to say they didn't make a difference last night. You could see clearly how much of a difference they made. You could see how much more visible Kyogo was in that striker role rather than a Yeti being there. You saw how much more composure we had in that midfield with McGregor around there, even though he was still a bit shaky at times, but he was just gelling back into the game. He'd been out for a while. So it was very promising to see them back, and Celtic did definitely look better than they have in recent games, but everyone acts as if that was the worst performance ever. Celtic should be ashamed and should be ashamed. But the fact of the matter is that it wasn't the worst performance ever. And no, Ange shouldn't be sacked, because running into the game, I don't think a single person expected us to win, yet alone draw, okay? Because we were coming up against the second best team currently in the Bundesliga right now. The Bundesliga is one of Europe's top 5 leagues, and the best team in the Bundesliga is Bayern Munich, one of the best teams in the world. So the fact that they're second in that sort of league just shows the amount of quality their squad and side have. And that's not to say Celtic didn't match their quality. I'd say Celtic gave their all. Celtic put in 100% into that game. Most of the players put in 100% to that game. But what got, I think, fans so disappointed and got them so frustrated due to the result was because we played so well in so many parts of the match, and we had so many chances and opportunities that just didn't go in the back of the net. Like, in the first 2 minutes, we had 2 golden chances. First, that was the Kyogo one where he went around the goalkeeper but got tackled from behind, which, to be fair, was a brilliant tackle. Should Kyogo have shot earlier? We'll never know. And then you have Callum McGregor, who shot and it got deflected just over the crossbar. Both of those chances, if they went in, the game could have ended up very, very differently. If Celtic had been able to get the first goal in the match, the game would have been so different. It would have changed the outcome 110%. No one can tell me otherwise. No one can tell me Leverkusen would have gone on to score 4 goals against us if we had scored first. And look, I think that's the main issue with Celtic right now. It's not Celtic have the way Celtic are playing right now. We have a great structure. We have great ways to make chances. Our wingers are incredible. We can do well on the counter-attack. We can create chances. It's not as if we're not getting chances, but it's the fact that we're not ruthless enough. And that's one thing Leverkusen did so much better than Celtic. They were ruthless with every single chance they got. They got a golden opportunity. They would take that golden opportunity. Like, you look at the first 2 goals. The first one, David Turnbull slips in the box. Okay. And what happened? Leverkusen absolutely capitalised on that. They capitalised on an error from Celtic in the box, and they played one pass and it's gone into the back of the net. They capitalised on that mistake. The second goal, Tony Ralston gives it away sheepishly, and then they counter-attack. They realise Celtic have made a mistake. They absolutely 100% capitalise on that. A lovely ball to the back post where there's a lack of communication between Montgomery and Starfelt. And it's a simple tap-in. It's a simple tap-in, and it put them 2-0 up going into half-time. And you look at the chances Celtic had. Kyogo got saved one-on-one. Jota, that long-range shot that got deflected into Abada's path, who missed an open net. Also, another missed opportunity. Jota's header, and then Kyogo's sclaffed volley, Starfelt's half volley on the turn, Rogic's half volley on the turn. Celtic had so many opportunities in the match to score. Like, I was on the edge of my seat because I honestly felt like Celtic were going to make that breakthrough, but there was a combination of things that stopped Celtic from making that breakthrough, and it wasn't just the fact that we weren't ruthless enough. Celtic, if I said this in the stream last night quite a lot, if Celtic played that sort of football against a Premiership team, like let's say Celtic played like that and it was Aberdeen, Celtic would have been running riot in that match. Running riot 110%. But it just shows the gulf in class between Celtic and Leverkusen. We definitely showed the same intensity. We definitely matched their form, but we didn't match their quality. They were such a classic team, Leverkusen, and I'm full respect to Hradecky in goals. He was the man of the match in my eyes. He was the reason Leverkusen kept Celtic to 0. And no one can tell me otherwise. The amount of saves, crucial saves he came up with was impeccable. It was amazing. It was astounding. I thought he was on steroids, to be honest with you, because it was that incredible. But you look at, I don't know. It's just, Celtic, look, missed opportunities yet again, which is something that's costing us because it's happened against Dundee United. Missed opportunities, hit the crossbar 3 times, and we drew 1-1, we lose, and Celtic are now bottom of the group, which is very, very frustrating, but Celtic do need to pick it up. And I think going into this international break, this is the best time for Celtic to hit a slump, because we're going into an international break. Everyone can just regroup, get everything out, get all the shitness out of us. Ange can work with the players individually for a week and a bit, and we can get back to the basics, and we can take us through the next stage, which is a lengthy period of matches after the international break. But look, at the end of the day, a lot of people are really disappointed. I was super disappointed. I was more disappointed than anything else. I was a bit frustrated with how good Hradecky was playing, because I said it in the stream. That was the best goalkeeping performance I've seen from a non-Celtic player. It was incredible. It was amazing, and it's fair play to them. But there are some things that Celtic need to improve on with our going forward in matches, for example. So when we go forward, I'm not sure if people notice this, but when we go forward, or when Starfelt and Carter Vickers have the ball, Celtic play with inverted fullbacks. So what that means is that the 2 fullbacks, so it was Monty and Ralston, they cut into the middle of the pitch and play and walk around in that CDM zone. Now that's all good and well when you're trying to drag defenders out, but against a team like Leverkusen, that strategy is never going to work. Celtic needed to get so much more width and overlapping runs in that match, and I think it would have helped a lot it would have helped more to drag the defenders out with quick 1-2s on the edge, on the bylines, on the touch flags, whatever you want to call it, the touch lines, those things. Celtic would have got so many more opportunities, but there's no point in crying over spilt milk, because what's happened. 4-0. It doesn't reflect the game at all, and no one can tell me otherwise. It 100% does not reflect the game. Did Celtic deserve to win? No, Celtic did not deserve to win. Did they deserve to get something out of the game? I think they definitely did, but I think at the same time they got what they deserved. They got what they deserved. I can't really say much more than that. Leverkusen, clinical, ruthless, attacking threat to team. Like, they were troubling Celtic all night. They got less chances than us, but the chances they got, they took, and it is what it is. It's fair play to them. Celtic really need to fix it up in defence, especially. We can't be getting counter-attacked like that and just folding for teams to easily take us by the throat. And whether that's communication, whether that's the fullbacks not going as high anymore, like not pushing up as far up the field anymore, who knows? It's something Ange has to figure out, but it's something he will figure out. And honestly, I can't wait for the return of Chris Jullien. I know I couldn't wait for the return of Kyogo and McGregor. Now they're back. I think this team is going to look a lot stronger. We looked a lot stronger against Leverkusen, but I think we need Jullien back, and I think we need to start forming partnerships in that defensive line, which players can trust and communicate with each other very quickly and very briskly and very effectively, because that's what we're going to need if we're going to play a very high line of football, which can be counter-attacked very, very easily by the better teams. But look, I can't really say much more. I think the refereeing, there was quite a few questionable calls. I'm not going to really go over that too much. The penalty call I thought was absolutely stupid. What's the point of VAR? Honestly, all the slow-mo replay show, frame by frame, that the ball ricocheted off Carter Vicker's lat. So that's this muscle in here. And not the arm in which the ref gave him a booking for, and also a penalty. And Celtic were on top when that penalty was given. We were only 2-0 down. It was a decisive moment in the match. But at the same time, Celtic should never have got to that position. Celtic should have got a goal before then. But I guess that's just how football works. And honestly, we can't do anything about it. It's 4-0. It's in the past. It's something the players are going to have to remember, because they're going to have to keep that in the back of their minds. The fact that they've played bad, but they know what to improve on. I hope they know what to improve on. I'm sure they know what to improve on going into Aberdeen on the weekend, because the Aberdeen game is a must-win game for Celtic. If we drop points there, it's going to be a long, long international break for not only the fans, but I think for quite a few members of the staff. But look, at the end of the day, I'm sure Ange is fixing it all up. He's going to train him really hard. He's going to make sure that all the injuries are fine. Hopefully McGregor didn't get any worse. Kyogo didn't get any worse. Quick mention, Giacomakis got his debut for Celtic. He looks a very strong player, but he doesn't have that movement. Although in saying that, he got very limited minutes. The first time we saw Kyogo on debut, he looked pretty poor. But after that, they just came amazingly good. So I think we'll see more of Giacomakis in the future. I think Liam Scales deserves more game time. And yeah, we move on to the weekend. And honestly, thank God for the Conference League, because I think that might be where Celtic are heading after this group stages, because we need 6 points out of 6 against Ferencváros, and then we need 3 points against Real Betis to even have a chance of going through to the next round of the Europa League, let alone the Conference League. But at the end of the day, we'll go against Aberdeen on the weekend. We'll go into the international break, let our players rest up, get Julian back training. And yeah, I guess that's all I've got to say. I really only talked about Celtic's missed opportunities in the game. I can't really speak about much more. Leverkusen, what can I say? They're the second best team in Germany at the moment. They classy outfit, and they made Celtic look like a very poor outfit, but Celtic in times were definitely the better of the two teams. But that's my final verdict. That is all from me. I'm so buggered. I'm sorry if I look absolutely miserable. I'm buggered, but it is what it is. So remember to subscribe, but until next time, hail, hail.